Hello everybody, welcome to QueenTiti Loves. Tonight I have my husband with me again for part 2 of the mess he started on the last video.
That was a mess.
It was a mess. So before he starts, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget that everything we do is in partnership with Divine Purpose, which is my nonprofit that is dedicated to our high school youth. So some of the topics that we have here are related to marriage and the preparation for marriage, but of course nothing too heavy, but something that we want to introduce our youth to so that we can see our numbers in marriage increase and do our part. So we are going to be sharing very, very comical, apparently, pieces of our marriage and our perception of different things. So again, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And most importantly, share the video so that everyone will be able to watch them and get a little bit of this insanity that's going on here. So, hubby, this is part 2. So you said that the woman is the one who should change the trajectory of the way that dating is going at this point.
I mean, when I said it, we were saying about youth, and the truth be so that most of it does start in high school. It does start when guys now go through this hormone stage and puberty kicks in, and we start noticing girls are kind of cute, and we're like, oh, I like her. Okay, but girls neither don't catch or realize, and there's a lot of pressure that gets put on women at this time, is that you guys dictate some futures.
Really?
Even if you don't know it,
Okay.
somebody's trying to talk to you. Every girl, even like the ones who ain't always the cutest, somebody like you.
Okay.
So somebody's noticing you. And it's about what you ask for, it's about what you're looking for your future that will start to dictate what guys do. Because everything that we do at that age is to get a girl's attention. Nothing against the other community. You know, they trying to get some of that attention too. But in this situation, we're talking about guys and girl situation. But yeah, we do what it takes to get the girl's attention. So the pressure comes in at where I sometimes, when people ask me, I tell young girls who are cute, or even I tell it to any girls, I don't call no little girl ugly.
Okay.
But I tell them, you can dictate the future of some of these boys, because before you're a man, you got to be a boy. And when you're a boy, you see what you want, you do what it takes to get what you want.
Okay.
So it comes down to, what does she want? See, what happens nowadays, all these girls want to date kids and that's not in high school. They want somebody in college and somebody that's way older who got stuff that kids in high school don't have. A car, a job,
But
money.
that was when we was in school too. Like,
Yeah, I mean, that's even been. Now, I used to tell a girl, this is why I noticed it. Because when I was younger, I see a girl, I'd be like, man, she cute, like I want to holler at her. But she didn't want to talk to the dudes in my grade because we didn't have a car. We didn't have I had a job.
you like girls before me?
I didn't like guys before you, so of course I like girls before you. So I'm a guy. Like I said, when puberty start, we think everybody cute. Yeah, you ain't even gotta be the finest thing walking. You are cute. Now that puberty hit and I'm feeling some kind of way about myself, you is cute. The cuter I get, the cuter the girls I like gotta be. That's how I was in high school. But that cute girl that you think you cute, but you ain't that cute. So what happens is the girls that you want, you start saying, how do I get that? But the really cute girls is always dating somebody that's not in don't go to your school, not in your age category. They want somebody different. So guys start doing different stuff that probably wasn't always positive to get that attention. Figuring like, well, if I got a little bit of money like that dude, or I'm out here getting like this dude, I get your attention. I get that girl that I want if I'm out here doing something I probably shouldn't be doing.
So, how is that our fault? How do you
It's
blame?
not your fault. That's what I said. It's a sad pressure that gets put in because.
Okay, so what I will say is this. I will say that to a certain degree, girls know that they have the power to a certain degree, but it's how they use the power. So it's really sad because there's so many, well, around me there were so many that didn't have fathers, and so in one sense we knew that we had a certain kind of power if we did certain things, but a lot of us figured we only had that power to do things that weren't necessarily productive or didn't even add value. We didn't realize that we had the actual power to change somebody wanting to get better grades, or changing someone from not wanting to take that path if we took an interest in them without that path, or showed them a different way. But at the same time, we were fighting against our community and the different things that were going on. So I think that even if we would have, I just personally believe, even if we would have told some of the dudes, check this out, you don't need to do all of that to talk to me. I actually care about the person you're going to be in the future. You're making really bad decisions. I don't think they would have listened. They would have been trying to impress their friends. They wasn't trying to listen to us.
Sadly, you think we wouldn't. We might be trying to impress our friends.
There are people we try
to impress our friends. It was like, oh yeah, what you want? But the same reason why that didn't change is because it's the same person on this other end that's the same, that's cute like you. The other girl in the cheerleading squad who likes that. So yeah, you might put the more pressure, but it was somebody that watched you. It was another kid in your class who you didn't think was watching you. The dude who's sitting there just doing his homework every day, thinking, if I just do my homework, getting it through school. But if you say, I like you because you do your homework. But I also like, let's think about, remember when Family Matters back in the day? She kept pushing Steve Urkel off, yada, yada, yada. But as soon as Stefan came in the picture, she was like, hold on, Stefan. You kind of fine.
But Stefan had all the same stuff that Urkel had.
But he combed his hair different. He put a different outfit on.
Well, yeah, you have to be attracted to the person. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that.
But it's still Urkel. It's still Jaleel White.
It's not the same personality.
It's not a different personality. But if dudes knew that's all I had to do. See, for me, I saw, because I was Urkel at one time. And then I was like, oh, I gotta be a Stefan, and I'm on. But I don't want to be Stefan because Stefan had a lot of issues going on. So how can I get that even balance somewhere in between? So I was like, okay, I could be different. But if that same kid who was checking you out, and get it wrong, there'll be multiple guys. If you're cute, every kid in your class, every boy in your class is checking you out. It's about what they see you do is what they start to do. If I see this girl only talking to the jock, then what happens is they be like, well, I know I can't play football, or I know I can't be no jock. So automatically I'm out the game with this girl.
But to me, you should be who you. Okay, here's the other thing that I think. I think that you should be who you are and know what you want. So for me, I kind of knew what I wanted. Even in high school, I knew what I wanted. And there were people that tried to talk to me that I didn't want to talk to. And then there were some people I wanted to talk to that didn't want to talk to me. It did not crush my whole world down. It just didn't. And so I just don't understand how, even with that being said, you're saying that the woman has that much power, because you still need to know, as a man and as a boy or whatever, you still need to take accountability for that yourself. So
I mean, and a lot of us do. A lot of us do come into that concept. But when I said this comment on the first video, was because I was saying that a lot of bad decisions are made trying to get attention. Because a lot of boys don't really know what we want.
So why not try to get attention with the good things that you should be doing? That's silly.
And that's what I'm saying. If you, instead of doing bad, negative stuff, because we feel like that's what we got to do to get your attention, how many girls you know only dated the bad boy? How many dudes you know was the bad boy getting all the attention from the girls? Like, oh man.
That don't make it right.
That don't make it right.
That's what we trying to change.
It don't make it right. And that's what I was saying. Cute girls can dictate that. In a lot
I think any girl can, because
a lot of girls
guess
can.
what?
I'm gonna tell you. This is gonna sound
and cute
bad.
is in the definition. And here's the other thing. No, I think in high school it's a certain kind of girl that if one person says that girl is on, everybody think that girl is on. If somebody say one guy is on, then a lot of people go for that particular guy. but it's the one that you're not even paying attention to.
That's watching you.
That's
the
got
one I
everything
said.
going on, and that's the one you need to be paying
But see,
attention
that's
to.
the one I
Stop going
said.
with just what
You might not
everybody
get-
else wants.
You might not get the one that you want to catch your attention.
But how do you want?
But I'm saying the guy that you looking at, and you looking like, I wish this dude would just be better. He would not, because I'm telling you like this. The guy who getting all that attention is a naturally competitive person. So he's doing all that to be competitive. That's his competitive nature. I gotta be like.
So then
this.
you don't really care about the person.
No, you do. But as a kid, you don't realize that's your competitive nature. That's why you're doing that stuff. But it's your natural competitive nature that you start doing stuff. So if that other kid that you start giving attention to, who was doing the right stuff, doing all the stuff they're supposed to do, if that other guy who's been doing all the wrong stuff for so long, start noticing that, okay, me doing the wrong ain't getting the attention I need, the attention I want. Our competitive nature is going to make us revert back to what makes sense. Like, okay, hold on, wait. Why is she like him? Wow, because he's doing his homework. He got a plan. He got something going on. But she cute. Why she talking to him? She could get a dude like me, like I'm old. But the problem is,
Cute don't pay bills. Cute don't make no
exactly
supportive
so the girl
husband.
understand
Cute
that.
don't make
But see,
college. Cute don't make.
a lot of girls don't think like that. Sadly, in certain cases, they don't think like that. They be like, they see what, like you said, one girl said he cute, he on. So every girl gonna be like, oh, maybe he is cute, he on.
So here's my perception. Here's what I think. I think that the only way that things like this can be fixed and things like this can get better is if we empower, first, women empower more girls to be okay with who they are and what they want, and then more y'all men, y'all need to step up. Y'all need to start talking to these boys, because I hear y'all and I hear some of the things that some of y'all say, and y'all encourage this behavior instead of stepping up and really being a mentor to some of these young guys, because y'all don't step up enough. Even with y'all homeboys now, I see around me, but I'm around a lot of other married men. So, but when I wasn't, they encouraged that mess. They encouraged, taking a girl for granted, or not doing the right things, or lying to a girl. And a lot of the girls, I'm not even about to sit here and pretend like y'all was Jesus, or whoever, whatever, was Jesus. A lot of things, we was trying to be cute. We was trying to be noticed. We was trying to be in their face. And I can say we because I think it's better that I take ownership, and that way nobody feels like I'm talking about them, because I don't want to hear nothing. Because I'm not. But I feel like if more girls were okay with what they wanted and comfortable saying no to some things, comfortable setting boundaries, I do actually think that the woman has the most power and the most leadership. Because guess what? If there were, as an example, there were football players on teams at my school that I went to, and people would be excited that those guys wanted to talk to them, I didn't really care. I just didn't. I had a different type of boyfriend. My boyfriend was already in college. I was already looking towards my future, because my future actually mattered to me. And I'm not saying that anybody else's doesn't. I'm saying that I had a whole plan, and that'll be a whole nother episode of how your plan could turn into something different. But I had a whole plan of what I wanted. And so my wants looked a little different. Of course, it was nice to know that there was an interest, but you don't have to take everything that's given and handed your way. So even if this wasn't my particular type of boy, the Stars football team, nothing like that was my particular type. Even if that was somebody that I actually maybe had a class with, and I noticed, oh wow, he's really smarter, I see something different in him. It wouldn't have been because he was popular or something like that. After sneeze. Oh, excuse me. Thank you. It wouldn't have been because he was popular or something like that, and I would have made it very clear to him the reason why I liked him. So I like to encourage people, especially the opposite sex, for other attributes that they have, because in the end, the reality is, like, those type of things don't matter. Okay, you're a star on a football team in high school. How many of those are actually going to turn into real careers? And I don't mean it that they're not amazing. I could tell you right now, it's Beyonce is not the only Beyonce. There are other Beyoncés in the world just like her. She just got the opportunity. Those are like lotto pick things. So I think that when you're picking someone or looking at someone, the woman is the driver. And if the woman could, because we know boys show out, although girls show out now too. But either way, if you're the boy or the girl, because boys and girls show out right now. So if you are a boy and you see a girl that you like and you see that she's showing out to get your attention, it's nothing wrong with telling her, I already see you. You don't really need to do all of that. Or it's okay to tell her, I really like girls that are toned down a little bit. I think you know, just do it a little bit different. Why not? If we're supposed
Well, see, I think, so I don't want to cut you off, but I think sometimes guys, I know in certain cases, I told a girl before when I was in high school. Mm-hmm. I'll say her name. I don't care.
You may not.
What?
No!
This girl TL, whatever. She was cute. She was cute. She was one of the cute girls in the class, but she
listen,
was
y'all.
No, wait, no,
it's a good thing. Wait, it's a good
story.
thing that I'm not insecure. I actually think it's great that my husband is complimentary towards women because they need to hear it, and I'm not. She could be cute. It's women that'll pass by and I'll say she's cute. So not being insecure is a huge part of life too. So go ahead. She was cute.
I'm just saying, in high school,
she was cute.
That's how they, she come, but she was ugly at the same time because her. She was ugly at the same time because she had a bad attitude.
Oh,
yeah. She carried herself like, I know I'm cute, what you gonna do? She was, coming sideways because of her looks and all that. And I told her one time, they was like, Marques, why you so mean? I was like, because she ugly on the inside. All that glitz and glamour is all that's cool and all that, but she really ugly. And I told her to her face, she was like, Marques, because I remember she was like, back then we had this man thing. I don't know if you young kids know what a disc man is.
A disc?
A Walkman.
A CD player.
It's called a disc man.
It was called a disc man?
Yeah. And back in the day, I had my CDs in a little case. I had my disc man. I'd walk around school with it. I had my little music going on. I remember she was like, "Oh, Marques, let me see your music."
How she say it?
She's like, "Oh, Marques, let me see your music."
Something wrong with you.
Can I use your headphones? I was like, no. I was like, dang, bro, what's up? Like Tommy trying to get. I was like, nah, because that's what she do. She used her presence and how everybody wanted to get her attention and get what she wanted. And I was like, nah, I'm cool because that's ugly.
It is. That's called being a manipulator.
And then when you don't give her the right, she got a little attitude. I said, but see, you don't realize that's not cute.
Right.
That's not.
And people
cool.
can tell you no.
I'm like, if I want to tell you no, half of them tell you no. It is what it is. And but I was like, that's crazy.
It is. There are a lot of people like that. It is.
She lucky I can't say her name. She watched it. She already know I'm talking about her because I told her to her face.
Well, then that's between you and her. So if this girl, I'm cutting that out. So if this girl come find you, that's between y'all.
I said it to her face again.
Oh my Lanta. So the moral of that story is, oh my God. So the moral of that story is that you should treat people right, I guess. I'm not really sure.
I don't know where I was going with that. I forgot.
Because you mean.
I forgot what we said. What was said.
Because you mean. I was talking about people that, are maybe popular, and that's why people get with them. It's okay to tell people to. Oh, because you.
Because she was pop. That's all. She was the key with pop. That's why.
Right. So what you was getting at is saying that it's okay to tell people no.
Yeah, it's okay. Just because they don't. I can't think right.
No, I think. No.
Like this on this nice
no, you cannot. But we can start a whole grown-up channel. And
I don't think YouTube
so.
Let me filter myself out that way.
No, because it's somebody else that cuts up. So stay tuned and look forward, adults. We'll probably be starting an adult channel because apparently hubby has a lot to say and has a lot of bad words. So if y'all, you know what? Brief intermission. So, you guys. So, this is for my youth and the parents. So everybody thinks that Mark is really quiet and Mark is really they think I'm the one, but then when they get to know him, this is the real him.
I'm quiet because she always tells me to be quiet. Because I always say something, I always go too far.
Because he does, period. And he don't even let me finish. So what I was saying to our babies is it's okay to tell people the truth. So if you are dating someone or if someone has an interest in you and there's something that you don't particularly like about their personality or something vain, and by that I mean the extra things that they are doing to try to gain your attention, do them a favor. Tell them that you could have had me, or I would be interested in dating you if you tone this down, or I would be interested in dating you if you didn't do this, because that's not necessary. And so I still feel like, as a part of being honest, and since everybody's into this keeping it 100 thing, I think that would be a good idea. Just tell them, and that way, you know, as a woman, yes, you do have the power sometimes, but you know what? In these days, boys and girls have the power, and the reason why is because boys and girls are seeking attention. Girls and boys are doing too much. Both of them are. They're doing too much.
You know, I was watching this, because kind of persistent. I was listening on the radio. Who was I listening to? Actually, it was a YouTube channel I was watching. I think it was like Breakfast Club or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was Kevin Hart and his crew. They were talking, and he was talking about how when it, like, in that high school realm, even like, it's some of us adults do it still to this day. Don't, if you see an interest in each other, don't be afraid to express your interest. Like, if you a girl and you kind of see, and you see that he's feeling you, but you're feeling him too. Sometimes guys are about as shy as women. Guys come through the same concept as women sometimes. Like, I'm scared to get turned down too.
Okay, so you know how I brought up earlier, I think that there are some things that are gender specific. So that's one of them. I feel like the guy should always approach the girl, but there are things that women do to indicate it's okay for you to approach me. And I think that's what should happen, instead of just acting like you're not paying attention, you don't care. As a girl, you're supposed to like smile and be welcoming so that that boy or that man knows that they can approach you. And then at that point, the guy should come over, is what I feel. So I feel like it should happen that way.
And that's what I'm not blatantly saying you need to go tonight. Hey,
no, it's some of them
cute,
that do.
I like you. Come holler at me. Like, oh, you girl, I thought you was cute too. But no, I'm more saying, like, you don't always have to play that hard to get rolled.
Right.
Thinking that's going to make you look fast. Because sometimes guys,
or thinking that somebody need to chase you down.
Yeah, some of us are kind of timid. Like, I don't want to, because you fear, just like girls fear a guy turn them down, be like, girl, I kind of like them, but I'm scared to even say hi to him because he might look at me funny. Some guys feel that same way, because some girls walk around on a certain level,
high horse.
On a high horse, so we looking like, they be like, because guys, this is what we in high school we talk about, like, do you know a girl like you? Nah, man, she ain't trying to talk to me. She was just talking to Chris the other day. You know, Chris don't, but at the same time, he kind of liked her, but in his mind, it's like, she don't like, because I tried to talk to her today. She was like, hey.
So that's a part of that being welcoming, girls. So even for me, I feel like even if you are not interested in a particular guy, you don't have to be mean. You should still be nice, because what if that friendship develops and it actually turns into something? And that's the same with a boy or a girl. And so I don't think that if a guy try to talk to you and you're not interested in him, you should not be giving a stank face. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to act like everything. You don't need to act, and you know what kind of girl I'm talking about. You don't need to act like, hi. Don't do that, because guess what else could be happening? While the guy that was coming over that you actually wanted to talk to When they see that, if that's a guy whose parents train him well or who doesn't like that particular type of girl, that's gonna make him make a U-turn, because he's gonna be like, if that's her behavior, if that's how she can treat somebody simply because they spoke to her or might like her, and she doesn't have the decency to care about, how she lets this person down, then I don't want to deal with her. So that could potentially stop that person from coming at you, or it could make them come at you and be like, I don't even have no respect for her. People are different in the way that they think, and so I think that you shouldn't treat people like that. I'm married and I don't treat people like that. People still try to talk to me, and I let them know that I'm married. And I don't have to be mean about it. You just let them know, oh, I'm married, thank you for asking. Or I'm married, thank you for the compliment. And you keep it pushing. But you don't have to be mean to people. You really don't, because it's not okay. And if that same person were to be mean to you, you be telling your girls, you'll be crying. And boys, the same thing about you. Because when a girl try to talk to you or a girl likes you, I've heard some young people say, what even made her think she could talk to me? Excuse me? Do you own real estate or something? Everybody is a regular person. I don't care who you are. So for you to feel like somebody, boy or girl, for you to feel like somebody doesn't have the right to feel like you would even want to talk to them, that you are gracing their presence, don't do that. It's
That's
okay.
that TL heifer.
Yes, that's not okay. It's not.
Nah.
It's simply okay to say, oh, you know what? I really appreciate the compliment, but I'm just not interested. Or, oh, you know what? That's really nice. I'm not interested. Period. Just like that. Just like that. Because, number one, in today's society, for whatever reason, kids can't take things anymore. I'm not really sure what that's about, but there's a lot more bullying and shooting up schools and stuff. And so it's really just best not to put somebody over the edge. And I'm not saying let anybody bully you or anything like that, but what I'm saying is don't contribute to what someone may be going through, and treat them bad. You don't have to treat people bad. How is that going to get us to a place where we're in a village? We have more marriages, we have more relationships, we have more healthy relationships, we have more self-confidence. How are those things going to come if in the interim of you looking for it, you're taking it from someone else? So I just don't think that's a good idea. And that's something that, like, everything for me ties in together, because guess what? When you get married, that's something else that has to happen. Like, if you have issues that are unresolved from the opposite sex, your mate is going to have to help you out of that. And I don't care what nobody say. Yes, they do. Everybody has something that's going on. Or if someone has said something to you in your past that you could just never forget, it plays a role. It does. Unless you talk about it then. And hopefully most of you guys, if there's anything you need to talk to your parents about, or talk to us about, or talk to anybody about, that you're doing it so that it doesn't manifest when you get older. But some of the things that you say to people can completely change how they feel about everything, about relationships. Like my husband was saying, it could change, one relationship. If a guy is looking for a girl and he doesn't get that particular type of girl, or something happens, it could change his whole perception on relationships, and he may not want to try again. Guys, I'm just going to be very clear. Guys, they don't take as much as girls take. And I really would like to see that even out. We'll talk about that later, girls. By herself. So, they just don't. So, you can hurt a guy one time and he's out of there. And a girl is like, oh, well, maybe. Again, we'll talk about that. But for me, let's just start with working on how you treat people, how you talk to people. I don't think that only women have the power anymore. I think that men and women have the power. And it's your responsibility to, or not responsibility, no, it's your responsibility, because we're trying to change the future and build better things. So I think that if we start keeping it 100 with the things that actually matter, then I think that things will get better, and then have healthier relationships and actually be able to go into adult relationships with a better perception of how to treat people, how you want them to treat you. I think so. What do you think?
Oh, I guess I'm gonna say on the guy level. Um, I told God, I feel like a lot of dudes shouldn't change don't change who you really are.
Okay.
Don't try to be something you're not to make somebody else. Especially like in high school and all that.
But what if it's a positive change?
I mean, if it's a positive, it's something that change. I'm saying, don't change in a negative way. Don't take away from your positive self, thinking that's going to impress somebody else. Stay true to your positive nature and all that. Because at the same time, you can change. You can change, just like I said, girls can change men, and men can change girls.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes they could, say, what, the girl thinks you cute. If you a dude that gets a lot of attention, I'm not gonna say, because you could be funny looking and still get a lot of attention. If you're a dude that gets a lot of attention, learn how to use learn how to use that.
Learn how to use your power.
Use that to say, you know what, I get a lot of attention, but I don't want this wrong kind of attention.
Mm-hmm.
I want somebody that's gonna make me different, make me better. Just like I don't want her to be with me because I make her better, make her different.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially like at this high school level, I feel like it should be a level of competing to excel. Can we both push each other to the next level?
Right.
Like I don't want no girl doing less than me. I don't want my girl doing 10 times more than me. How do we get to the point to where we both push into another level? Like how we both get to university, how we both get into, a top flight school, how
That's
we
dope.
both build a career instead of not. This is gonna. I don't know if I really want to say it like this, so I'm not gonna say it like this because I might throw stuff up. But I'm gonna say it like that's what I want to say. I don't want to give examples of how I feel certain stuff.
Okay, y'all. If he gives me the examples offline and I approve, then I'll let him say it next time.
No, I'm gonna say it. Talk it.
I'm just gonna cut it out.
And it's not because I feel any race is better than the other one. But I'm gonna say, going by some stuff I've seen and watched. Statistics show a lot of people from upper class level, let's say, they'll date people around their own age. They'll grow up with this same person. They're like, oh, I met this person, and we know each other since elementary school.
Mm-hmm.
That been since elementary school? No, we didn't date in elementary. We were just friends, and then, he was the captain of the football team. I was on a cheerleading team. Next thing you know, we've been talking. We've been boyfriend and girlfriend since middle school. Y'all the same age? Yeah. Y'all just grew up in this world, but they pushed each other.
But we know a couple that's been together since junior high.
Yeah, now that's different.
Yep, we know a couple that's been together since junior high.
Yeah.
And they're still married today.
And no, but that because they push each other at the same time, and because of their situation, they push each other even more to succeed in life.
But you know what? It's because that girl was comfortable doing the things that it took to push him where she wanted him, and then she carried herself different. And so they kind of balanced each other out in those things that she didn't accept. She had no problem saying this. She didn't accept them. You guys are going to meet them. I'm doing an interview with them, so that'll be a good interview. Yeah, it's going to be a good interview because they've been together since junior high, and they've had a very, very long relationship, and a lot of good information to share. They're really, and their kids. So yeah, that'll be a good interview. But they've been together on and off since junior high. I think that's pretty dope.
See, that was one reason why I say women change, girls can change and dictate some of this stuff. Because what happens is because you have to put your foot down. Here's the thing: a lot of girls don't want to not have a boyfriend. They're like, oh, I just want to have a boyfriend. Oh, I just want to have a man. Blah blah blah. But they don't realize probably if you would have if a guy does something and you break up with him when he does something and you tell him, oh no, we're not getting back together until you do X, Y, and Z. He gonna come back. If y'all supposed to be together, and if he's not, then he's not gonna come back. But either way, as a woman or a girl, you set your boundary, and you should be okay with that being your boundary. And if he's supposed to come back, he will, and if he's not, he won't, and you'll get somebody that's different. But so many people are like, well, what if he actually leaves? But that's what you told him to do.
leave until he gets better, or you're giving him a certain amount of time to get better. But a lot of girls don't want to do that. Well, a lot of people, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. A lot of people don't want to go without. They don't want to sacrifice to get to what they want. That, because it is a sacrifice. If you are used to being with someone, or you really like someone, and then now you're not going to be with them because either you want something different or they want something different, it's a sacrifice, because now it's like a best friend. You've been accustomed to this type of relationship. You want whatever's in that relationship, the good parts, so you're willing to accept sometimes the bad parts just to have the good parts. But if you just stop and hold somebody accountable, then you will get more good parts. They'll stop doing that thing that you're allowing them to do, because at a certain point you're allowing them to do it. And I think that that's not a good idea, and that definitely is not how you should be dating in high school. But that is where it starts. That's definitely where it starts, because you're thinking, oh, this dance is coming up, I don't want to be by myself, or I'm a cheerleader and they're on this team and it's basketball season, so I have to keep dating this person. And then y'all got all the drama that goes along with that and everything else. That should not be your focus. It shouldn't. And so if there's something that you don't like, be comfortable with saying no, boy or girl. I know boys that was in like high school and their mom would tell him, oh, you're not dating her, or you're not dating this particular type of person, because they're like, they wanted a different life for their son, and they may have noticed that the girl was trying too hard to get their attention or something like that, and it wasn't healthy. Either way, for me, healthy boundaries are good, because it is a sacrifice sometimes to get to what you want, but in the end, it's better. It's better than continuing to go through the same thing over and over. And if you're forcing something, some people force marriage. They get married not really ready to be in the marriage. They just want to have a wedding. And so when things start happening, then they can't really handle it, because that's not what they expected. They expected it to just be perfect all the time, and it's not. Or it depends on what your definition of perfect is. So some people do have the perfect marriage because they're getting what they wanted and what they expected out of marriage. And so, yeah, you can have a perfect marriage. You can have a perfect relationship. You can have a perfect fight, I guess. I guess if you don't kill each other, that's a perfect fight.
Yeah, perfect fight is a no fight.
Well, we're going to end there. Perfect fight is no fight. And set up boundaries for yourself. And make good decisions. And have people in your life that you can be honest with. Be okay with being honest with people, because somebody approaches you and you don't like something, it's okay. Be respectful in how you say it. Turn people down with dignity. Don't be disrespectful to people, and don't mistreat people because you don't want to be mistreated. What else? Definitely gonna filter hubby. Make sure that he don't say no names and stuff.
I didn't say no.
You didn't because I caught you.
I caught myself.
Yes, honey, you caught yourself.
I was gonna say it.
Okay, but then you didn't because you caught yourself, right? You did. You caught yourself. I'm proud of you. Okay. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you have any topics that you want to discuss, make sure that you send them to the information is in the description box below. Make sure you follow us on our Instagram page and Facebook to get updates for our Divine Purpose activities and when the program will open up for this year. The topics that I will always discuss with my husband will be along the lines of dating, men versus women, things like that. But we will keep it, what is PG-13 for high school? Just kidding. It will not be R. It will not be R. It will be like in between. So it will be things that you are really dealing with, because we're not going to sugarcoat nothing over here. It'll be things that you're really dealing with, because some of y'all playing married. But it won't be a whole lot of cussing. And the reason why I say a whole lot of, because I'm one with the actual potty mouth, and he cussing.
I didn't cuss. Heifer is not a cuss word.
It's not. So, I'm going to go ahead and sign out and enjoy the rest of the evening with hubby. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and follow us. Information in the description box below. And y'all, he already getting into bed. That's a whole hot mess. That's a whole hot. Listen, I'm trying to tell y'all, marriage is different than what you think it is. It's a whole.
We doing the video in the bed. What is the difference if I got it to cover? My toes is cold.
Thank you for joining, everyone. Peace.